Welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you also love animals, I would highly recommend hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get free walkthroughs of We're back in Arizona. This time, we're at the Phoenix Zoo. This massive zoo opened in 1962 and is home to 3,000 animals of 400 species. We'll start with their amazing Arizona Trail. I'm not sure when it opened, but it showcases the diverse wildlife of Arizona, and not just the desert. Let's do this! Across from the Stingray Bay is a walk-through aviary/reptile house. That's something you don't see every day. The first display is home to turkey vultures, which are known for their sense of smell, wild quails, and wild turkeys. See that beard the male has? It's one of the ways to tell the males from the females. Also, this male was strutting his stuff to get the girl's attention. It's time to meet some reptiles, ladies and gentlemen. Although there are 4 species in here, I only managed to see some desert tortoises. Following that is an indoor display that not only has some frogs and lizards, but also a ton of rattlesnakes, such as the western diamondback rattlesnake and the speckled rattlesnake. Rattlesnakes are known for their keratin rattles that they use to scare away predators. When it's time for dinner, they use heat-sensing pits on the sides of their face to detect prey in the dark. After eating their meal, they won't eat again for 2 weeks. Don't worry, rattlesnakes only use their powerful venom when threatened and are rarely fatal, because of how much antivenom is available. It's time to head back outside to meet some more reptiles. There's the gilamonster, one of the world's only venomous lizards. Despite having one of the most painful bites on the planet, they're mostly mellow as they will avoid humans. Even though they live on the ground, gilamonsters can use their claws to climb a cactus or a tree. Like small mammals, they hibernate, and are mostly active during the springtime when food is easier to find. There's the Egyptian cobra of Africa, along with a Santa Catalina Island rattlesnake. Even though their name has the word Santa in it, they live on Santa Catalina Island off the coast of Mexico, not the North Pole. Unlike most rattlesnakes, they don't have a rattle, just a little button that you can't push. Scientists believe that this rattlesnake doesn't need a rattle because there are no large animals on their island home. Another venom user is the desert blonde. Like all spiders, they shed their skin or exoskeleton. Even though their venom can defend them, they can also discard one of their legs and grow a new one. It's time for part 3 of their reptile collection. Among the invertebrate and reptile terrariums is the regal horned lizard, aka the horned toad. If a coyote attacks the lizard, it will shoot blood from its tear ducts. It's also a chemical weapon, as it can give the coyote a bad taste in its mouth. Also, please don't tap on the glass. Horned lizards can get stressed easily. There's also the tiny western banded gecko. Yes, geckos live in North America. Like most lizards, they defend themselves by discarding their tail, which will grow back. Hooray for regeneration! The last reptiles on this tour are common chuckwallets, desert spiny lizards, and eastern collared lizards. All 3 lizards have their own way to defend themselves. Chuckwalls will bob their heads, do some push-ups, and gape their mouths to make themselves look tough. Collared lizards chase other males away from their territory. As for desert spiny lizards, they have a nasty bite which they can use when threatened. Now that's what I call a rumba of reptiles, but there's some more pint-sized wildlife, such as the prairie dog. Even though prairie dogs got their name for their alarming bark, they're not dogs. Instead, they're a type of ground squirrel. Just like meerkats, they can use their sharp claws to dig burrows that connect with other tunnels to make one massive underground city. They also have excellent vision and hearing. Like a fire alarm, they bark to warn others that a coyote or snake is nearby. Before we leave the aviary/reptile house, there's one more stop. Across from the empty pygmy owl exhibit is a shaded area, home to 2 very special birds. First is the burrowing owl. Unlike most owls, they are diurnal. or mostly active during the day. When they're disturbed, they make a hissing sound that is very similar to a rattlesnake's rattling tail. Their roommate is the speedy roadrunner, the inspiration for one of Looney Tunes' most iconic characters. These birds can do way more than just running. They can also fly. And no, roadrunners don't go meep meep. Instead, they go cuckoo, as they are related to Sonny Bird from Cocoa Puffs. It's time to move on. Next is a ringtail that was asleep on my visit, but across from them is a bird we haven't seen since episode 2, the golden eagle. Golden eagles are normally associated with the tundra, but can be found all over Europe, Asia, Northern Africa, and North America. Now it's time to meet the roadrunner's arch enemy, the coyote. Not only can coyotes live in the desert, but they can also live on beaches, the big cities, the woods, and even the prairie, thanks to their highly adaptable nature. Lying down in the shade are peccaries. They may look like pigs, but they're not pigs. Peccaries only have 3 toes on their back feet. When peccaries feel threatened, they will clap their teeth together as a warning. If enough is enough, they will charge at the threat. Sometimes they will do this as a family. Deep in the rocks is a bobcat, also known as a wildcat. Bobcats are bigger than your pet cat, but smaller than other cats. In fact, bobcats are related to lynxes. But just like the coyote, they can live anywhere in North America. Across from the bobcat is a duo of cougars. Meet sisters Sierra and Mystic. These two were rescued in South Dakota after hunters killed their mother. After being rescued by the Dakota Game Fish and Parks Department, they decided that the sisters were deemed unreleasable and were brought to Arizona in 2008. In the near future, the zoo will give these ladies a new home as part of the zoo's master plan. And you can read about it with the link in the description. Next is their super speedy neighbors, the pronghorn. Pronghorns are the second fastest mammal in the world, clocking in at 60 miles per hour, right behind the cheetah. Unlike cheetahs, they have way more stamina, which can help them outrun predators who want to eat them. Believe it or not, the pronghorn's closest living relatives are giraffes and okapis. And that brings us to 1994's Arizona woodlands. The first woodland pal is a North American porcupine. I'm not sure if this guy was dancing, but they do have a lot of sharp quills. Unlike their African cousins, they have barbed quills, which makes it harder for a predator to pull out. But they will only use their quills if they are threatened. The next exhibit has an American kestrel. Following that is a blue jay, the real-life version of Mordecai from Regular Show. Blue jays aren't as mild-mannered as Mordecai. Instead, they act more like Benson Dudwoody. Just like the angry gumball machine, they can be aggressive. Living with them is the critically endangered thick-billed parrot, the only parrot in the United States. These green parrots only live in the montane forests of northwestern Mexico. The thick-billed parrot is endangered due to habitat loss and the pet trade. It's also illegal to keep these birds as pets. However, the Arizona government has plans to reintroduce these parrots into the wild. Now it's time to meet the Mexican gray wolf, another endangered Southwest resident. It was hard to record these wolves, but I managed to get some footage from the Columbus Zoo. Mexican gray wolves are the smallest of all gray wolf subspecies, and they were widespread throughout the Southwest. but farmers saw the wolves as pests, and 7 decades later, they almost went extinct. But the US and Mexican governments began a captive breeding program to save this wolf. It just goes to show you that wolves don't deserve such a bad reputation. You can learn about everything I just said from Fang, the mascot of Ottawa University, Arizona. Across from the wolves are great horned owls. These amazing raptors have large eyes, which are mainly used for night vision, but their eyes can't move. Instead, great horned owls can turn their head 180 degrees in any direction. They can also hear a mouse from up to 10 miles away thanks to their special disc-like feathers on their face. Like wolves, raptors don't deserve such a bad reputation. For example, the California condor almost went extinct due to habitat loss, poaching, and poisoning. By 1982, there were only 22 condors left. But the San Diego Zoo stepped in and started a breeding program to reintroduce the condors back to their historic range. They took eggs from condor nests and made puppets that looked like their parents to raise the hatchlings. As of 2019, there are 518 California condors, and hopefully they'll leave their struggles behind. It's time to meet America's symbol, the bald eagle. No, bald eagles aren't bald, but they're called bald because of their white feathers on their head. Like the California condor, they were once endangered due to hunting and pollution caused by DDT, a poisonous pesticide that weakened the bird's eggs and killed the eagle's food supply. When DDT was banned in the United States, the eagles made a massive comeback. Now, there are over 10,000 bald eagles in the wilds of North America. Following the eagles is a pond for desert pupfish. After that, our trip through the Sonoran Desert concludes with the white-nosed coati, also known as the coati moonkie. This cousin to the raccoon can live anywhere in Mexico, Central America, and South America. I think the coati is so adaptable thanks to that amazing snout. Coatis have sensory receptors that give it a great sense of smell. At the tip of their snout, the coati also has special muscles that give their nose tons of flexibility. If only my nose would work like that. Wow. Whew, that was a lot. But it was worth it. That was our first of several tours of the Phoenix Zoo. I hope you enjoyed this tour. What did you think of this tour? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching.